Okay, so welcome back to another video. So in this video we'll see how to design a circular patch antenna. We'll have a basic circular shape, then we will do small slot kind of technique to get the required performance. And basically this is little bit of ultra wideband, so we have a resonant frequency and also it will provide wide bandwidth for the operation. So we'll see how to design it. So without any wasting further time, let's get started. So first I am just opening the CST. This is the software that I am using to design the antenna. So first go to the file. I'm using basically the CST version 24, and when you start with you can go for a new project, and as you can see, once you click on the new template, click on microwave RF, then select antennas followed by patch, then we'll usually select the time domain, and these are the basic settings. We just use the same, then click next and finish. So this is the interface when you start designing. This is the interface that you are getting. And so as you know that the basic microstrip antennas, irrespective of the shape, you basically design three different layers: so ground, substrate and the patch. So we'll do one by one. So first I'm going for modeling the ground. So go to the modeling, then select the rectangular patch. You'll get this option. While pressing escape, you will get this option. I'm giving it as a name as ground, and the dimension that I given is like I go with so actually I go with 63 mm width and 72 mm as the length. So it's 63 by 2. So I'm giving it like half to the x and half to the right. So negative axis half value, positive axis of the x given half value, so totally it's 63, and in the y axis I give 1 minus 72 by 2 to 72 by 2. So this is the y value, and I use copper. So the standard thickness is 0.035, and the material I go with copper as I mentioned. So copper annealed, so load it. So it's a conducting plane. So this is the spec, and just click on preview, and yeah, of course, yeah, I go minus accidentally. So yeah, I can see the preview. This is the ground. Just click OK, and now I place this next layer. Again I choose brick, rename it as substrate, and give the same dimensions. It's minus 63 by 2 to 63 by 2, and the height, not height, the length is minus 72 by 2, 72 by 2, and since the thickness is already we given for the ground, it's 0.035. we start from there, 0.035, then we will add the thickness of the substrate, so which is 1.6. so adding this base value 0.035 plus 1.6, which will become 1.635. okay, and now we need to choose it from the library. The material, we go with FR4 lossy, which has the epsilon value 4.3 as usual, and then click on preview, click OK. So substrate I have placed on top of the ground. Now we'll create the patch. So again, instead of a rectangular brick, I go with the cylinder. So go with the cylinder. So in the cylinder settings, I give the radius as 18 mm, and x-axis, the center of the x-axis, given it as 0 itself, and I give the little bit, I move instead of taking the exact center of this particular dimension, I give little bit, I am moving the y-axis from 0 to for example, like I will show you how. Before that, I will give the dimension, like thickness value. I give the thickness value is 1.635, that is the substrate top layer, and adding the patch layer thickness is 0.035, so it become 1.67. so 1.635 to 1.67, that is the 0.03 mm thickness. Okay, and if I give here the x and y axis as 0, 0, you can see the preview. The circle will created exactly the center of the created substrate, because the values are given as x center and y center as 0. But here I am little bit moving this along the y axis and keeping the value as 10 mm for the y axis, and now you can see the circle moves towards the y axis. Okay, since I give the value as y equal to 10 mm, and also of course you need to change the material to copper, because it's the patch which is radiating element, so we need to give it as conducting medium. So copper is there, and now I click OK. So now the patch is created. Now we need to create the feed. So again, I choose the brick, like rename it as feed. For the feed, I give, as per the calculations, it's 3.1 by 2 to 3.1 by 2. So which actually this feed width is calculated based on impedance match, 50 ohm impedance matching, and we calculated using the calculator which is available inside the CST. We can do that. And if you want the tutorial how to design this particular feed width, we can put in the chat box, so we'll post a video later. And now the width, once you give the feed width, now you provide the length. The length, it could be from 0 to minus 36. This is half of the total length as 72. So from the center towards the y-axis and negative axis minus 36. And of course these values are similar to the previous patch, 1.635 to 1.67, and same copper layer. You can see the preview. Okay, this is fine, and just click OK. Now these two we need to add together. So comes to the component, just select the material, like I need to choose, I didn't give a name for this, so I need to give it as patch. The circle is the patch, no? So I select the patch first, click add material, then select the feed, press enter. So now these two are in same, it's add together. So basically the design is over. As you can see, this is the front view. You can see the patch, and you can see the back view, and in the back view, as you can see, you have a full ground over the back side. Okay, so once you've done this, we can do the simulation. So simulation part, we need to connect a feed over here. So for that, just rotate, not like this, towards top. You need to rotate something like this. Zoom this particular part. We need to select this area, go to pick files, and select the opening, and go to home, and go to macros, where you want to select solver, go to ports, calculate port extension coefficient, just calculate, press construct pick port from pick to face. click OK. So that's it. You can see here the port is constructed here like this. You can see by selecting the port 1, this is created here. So far the design is over. Like, we need to do the simulation part. Click on the start solver, then it will ask you the frequency. Let me check 128 gigahertz and click OK. Minimum as 1. Then here hexahedral, select the accuracy like -40, and if you want normalize to 50 of impedance, then click start. So this is the basic setup before starting the simulation, like running the simulations. So now you need to wait for few minutes to see the results, and if it is not, the results are not satisfying, then we need to do some iterations inside it by doing some sort of techniques to make it useful for any of the applications. Okay, so the simulation is completed, and now we'll see the result. So click on one dimensions, you can see S parameter and select S11. So this is a response that you can see it's keep on oscillating. And also you don't see any response in the lower frequency, which is unless the result note is less than -10, and you can see somewhere here you can see a little bit, but it's less than, not less than even -12. So you cannot trust on this particular point, because once you go for real-time testing, it goes up, so the value is greater than -10. So this is the case. Now I will show you how to get a good response out of this. So I do some iterations in the back side of the ground, so let's see that. So first I'm going to do the full ground is here. You can see I'm going to change this to let me do some sort of change in the dimensions value. So I'm going to give, instead of -63/2, the value I am giving here is 31 and 231. So this is the value, like 1 mm I am reducing. As you can see, the change is like this, and this is I am going half of the way below half of the ground. So the half is 0, and I'm going -8.5. So below the half the length value. So you can see this much I am shifting. Okay, so this is the modification I given to the ground. Click OK. So you can see how it looks like. Yep, close. So once you see the back side, you can see there is a gap here, like 1 mm compared to the substrate. So this is the modification that I given to the ground side. And in the patch, let me create a small slots here. Okay, so first go to the brick, and to give the dimensions, so this I have give it a slot, and for this I provide the x value, the width value is like -9 to 9, so it's totally 18 mm, and the value for the y, so the width of this, not the width, actually the length, so it is like y-axis value, it's I'm giving 10.5 to 9.5, so it's basically 1 mm, and this is going to do this slot in the patch, so 1.635 to 1.67. so that this dimension is important, then only it will cut exactly the patch area. And you can see this is a slot, and instead of copper, let me choose some different material, and in my case I choose nickel, and click OK, and just click OK. It will ask you to give this, basically it will give this option before removing it. So you need to properly choose the options here once you give the different material. So I'm choosing the last option to cut away a highlighted shape. So the green color is the highlighted shape. So and I choose cut away the highlighted option, so that will be removed from the patch basically. So click OK. As you can see, it's created a slot over here. So this is the modification. Now let me do one more time the simulation. Let's see how the result is optimized. Okay, so the simulation is completed. Now we can recheck the result. Go to S parameters. So you can see how good it is. As you can see, the minimum resolution point value is like 1.7 gigahertz. You reach up to -39. It's a very good resolution point. The retinal loss is around -40, and if you look at the bandwidth, let me check up to 5, because I don't want that. So this is the response exactly. So you are getting, let me mark it. So -10 is here, you get 1 point here all the way, or another 1 point crossing like this much. So it's around, it start from, yeah, it start from 1.5 to 4.5 around. Okay, so it's almost 4 gigahertz of yes, correct, almost 4 gigahertz of bandwidth is obtained, and you are getting the resolution at around 1.8 actually. Okay, so this is yeah, it's 1.8. Yeah, 1.79. Okay, so this is the response. And if you look at the VSWR, which is here, and you can see for the resonant point it is 1.8 or 79. You can see the VSWR is close to 1.1, close to 1 actually. It's very nice. The value will be around 1 to 2, and you are exactly close to 1. And also you see the entire band of your bandwidth, it is keeping the value less than 2, between 1 and 2, so it is good. And if you look at other parameters, like I have already done the simulation here for the far field. So this is the copy of the file, and so once I do the far field result, as you can see the gain value, this is the 3D pattern, and you can see the gain value is around 2.4, and if you go with the directivity, it is around 2.7 dBi. So, and this is the radiation pattern, and if you look at the polar diagram, this is phi E field and phi equal to 90 degree. This is the H field. So these are the different results which is satisfying, and hope this can useful for you to propose some applications. So hope this video is helpful, like how to design the circular patch and how to do the alteration inside and get the proper responses. So thanks for watching. We'll come with different designs of the microstrip in the upcoming video. Stay tuned. Thank you.